Hello, my name is Hannah Hemberger, and this is my ePortfolio review for the non-degree seeking endorsement. I previously got my master's in special education and decided to venture into the administration world. And as I go through my portfolio, I'm going to take you in order from when I first started this program and pursuing my leadership degree. I first wrote my leadership philosophy a year ago at this time, and I frequently have referred back to it throughout the year. And it is truly the core of my being and how I am, not only as a leader, but as a person um, in education. I have been inspired by so many great leaders, and I truly hope to inspire others along the way. This year, I've been lead teacher at my behavior school, and I do feel like I am stepping into that inspiration piece just from what others have told me, or and just from what I see. I strive to maintain that positive atmosphere, working on making sure I incorporate good morals and values. We have good communication and collaboration with everybody. I do try to make the best decisions possible with everybody that's involved in our cases and in our school. And so this paper I have truly looked at all year and reflected on and made sure that this is what I was doing just in my lead teacher position. After I wrote that, I created my goals video. Um, and within my professional goals, I hope to be a principal um, at my special day school. And as soon as I finish my degree and I get my license, I will then be moving into my building leadership position. And I'm so excited for that. Special education has been my jam. You'll see me refer to it throughout my whole portfolio because I've been a special ed teacher for 7 years. This year I was lead teacher at my behavior school, so in a little different role. But it's kind of where I've been and what I'm truly passionate about. Eventually, I would like to move into a director of special education position, and with that, I know I'll have to go back and get my superintendent license to do that. But that is in my 5 to 10 years goals. My plan of study. So I started classes a year ago in June, and I took my 6 courses from June until January, and then I started my practicum this spring. So it was very fast. I'll touch on it in my reflection, but I did worry at the beginning if I was taking in too much at one time and not able to completely process it and apply it. So that was some of my fears at the beginning, but I'm very glad I did it, how I did it, and I am at the end with this final video portraying everything that I've learned and how I've applied it. My resume, like I said, I have been in special education. This is my 8th year now, so I was I was on Fort Riley military base, and that's kind of where where I kind of wanted to go more into behaviors. We had a lot of behaviors there, and I started working with kids with severe emotional and behavioral disorders, and I really liked it, and I was good at it, and it was challenging, and it was very good for me, and I just continued with it in trainings. And eventually started teaching here at our behavior day school, loved it, and then now moving into the principal position next year. Um, Looking over here, so the next thing that I did, or the first thing I guess I did with my online portfolio is I started with um, my district level activities. And then I went into secondary and elementary. I kind of did them all at the same time, but I want to walk you through these activities. Um, as I was going through them or in trying to figure out what would make a match for certain things, because it was a little challenging, um, it was interesting to see like what I had already done and then how I could apply it to this. So I have been attending Board of Education meetings all school year. I present my Sumner County Academy lead teacher report and talk to the board about our budget, students that we have attending within all districts, any issues that we have, building maintenance, talk about our staff, and then kind of just like the general direction that we're moving. So I've been very fortunate to be able to attend those. Um, SCA placement process and transition. I created this form with my director and assistant director at the beginning of the year, and I was able to go over it with all of the schools that our behavior school serves. There's 6 of them, and take them through the process of placing a student here at our behavior day school. So I did that district-wide and here in Sumner County. We use NWEA testing, EasyCBM, and AIMSweb Plus. I gather all of that data and information for my 3 teachers from our school districts to ensure our students are doing their benchmark testing. And then I've shown my teachers how to create graphs using those through EasyCBM and Excel. And then we use that data to help drive our IEP goals, which you can see down in the corner. Our reopening plan, so I was tasked with this, as every school district was this year with COVID. And I did have help doing this because I was so very brand new. My director and assistant director helped me, and another school district did as well. But after I had the school reopening plan done, I set up Google Meet sessions and did those for my parents, and then recorded them and sent them out so that everybody knew what was going on that was different for this year. Our this was an area that I didn't quite have filled, and so I'm very fortunate that I didn't, because it worked out great. This last month, I really got to help my director um, hire teachers and work through that process of analyzing application materials, writing and posting the openings that we had. I got to do that, and then I got to help go through the applicant materials and interview. And so it was interesting to see that process all the way through and have somebody helping me and guiding me because that's not something I was familiar with or had done already. Going to my secondary activities. We did not have a written down crisis plan that everybody followed for this year. So I worked to create fire drill, tornado drill protocols, behavior response teams. So when our students go into crisis, depending on their level of crisis and the extremity of it, who responds and is in charge of what. And then I work directly with my director in drafting us a crisis protocol plan for Sumner County Academy. I attend all IEP meetings for my students here. We have 25 students right now at the day school, and I attend all of them. And then I also work closely with my teachers to create behavior intervention plans for our students and making sure that they're individualized and meeting the needs of our students. I also work to advocate for our kids and my teachers and working them back to their home schools when they are ready. This activity I actually did in our class, EDL 850, created this presentation over FERPA. I was very familiar with this already, as I am in special education, and just knowing the rights for families, not just with special education particularly, but also in general. But we deal with it a lot, and so I was excited to share this presentation with my staff. They thoroughly enjoyed it, and listening to all the information I had to present. Student of the Month. So I started doing this year at SCA and created this program for our students that meet our SCA expectations. And so there's a whole list. When students get Student of the Month, they are displayed in our display case at the front of the school. They get a certificate. I send home notes from me, from all the teachers, the good things that they say about them. They get a free pizza from a local store here in town. And so it's just a really great, motivating, positive behavior reward that we do here. Positive reinforcement. I wrote a reinforcement letter that I sent out to all, or that I went at the beginning of the school year. I went to all of our restaurants and stores here in Wellington and just talked to them about our program and what we do here and what we're all about, and if they had anything that they could give us for incentives. And these are some of the things that we got back. This was vape. Um, this was something that we had created in our class, one of our classes as well, and I displayed my flyer on our school bulletin board and went through this with my staff. Keep 2 final evaluation. I was fortunate enough to work with my assistant director in doing a final evaluation for one of my teachers. And that takes us into elementary, which was my focus. This was really cool. I was able to do our draft vision and mission statements with my teachers here and go through the whole process since we didn't have any for Sumner County Academy, and they just got board approved last month. So that is exciting to have those here now. I am a CPI instructor, crisis prevention intervention, and training staff here at my school and throughout our districts on the care, welfare, safety, and security of other students. Cyberbullying, these were videos that I created in class, and I shared them with my staff and my students on World Prevention Bullying Day. So that was very cool to do that. At the beginning of the year, I worked with my teachers to get us iExcel, Google Classroom, and Edgenuity as online resources to use with our students, and I worked to get them training and or train them myself on those programs and how they work. Home note behavior data. So each of our students has a home note that they fill out. We have it filled out for them every single day. I take those, I put them into a spreadsheet, and I use that data to help transition our kiddos back to their home school and use that data for our IEP goals as well. Understanding my community, I created this presentation during EDL 856, and it truly helped me to think about utilizing our stakeholders as we move into our principal positions. I created these SCA notebooks this year with all of our COVID information, school information that we need for all of the staff to have so that we were all on the same page. Tort liability and religion in schools, I created these presentations during EDL 850 school law. And so very informational for some areas that I wasn't completely familiar with already. I am in charge of our Sumner County Academy website. And so I use this to communicate information to my parents. My staff, we use the GroupMe message app to all stay on the same page. I did in-service with all of my paras and my teachers at the beginning of the school year for that whole week that we were ready, and creating professional learning opportunities for them. And next is my annotated bibliography. This is really good information and very awesome articles that I found that I printed off and I'm going to keep in a binder to keep referencing back to. Here is my reflection over this program. I'm so very, very proud of everything that I have done and accomplished and what I have here to showcase. And that leads me to my administration verification. My director, John Magis, is the one who signed off on this, and huge role model. Think very highly of him. and also Professor Moody, learning from him this semester as well. So thank you.